Hello there, coming to you live from the studios of the National Television Network. I'm Humadi Mark. This is the official launch and presentation of sponsors for the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers ARC 2021. I will be taking you through today's proceedings. ARC, the St. Lucia, or the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers rather, is organized by the World Cruising Club, and this year is the 36th edition of the event. St. Lucia has been home to the ARC for 31 years, and today we're going to be having a chat with the sponsors who, of course, year after year make this event possible. And you know that we are kind of operating everything these days under the shade of COVID-19. So of course, over the past 2 years, they've had to work extra hard to ensure that ARC goes off seamlessly. So of course, we're going to be having a chat this afternoon with those sponsors those partners, as well as presenting the sponsors for ARC 2021. Let me say good afternoon to all of you joining us, of course, on the National Television Network, channel 122. Those of you joining us via Facebook and YouTube on the Government of St. Lucia pages, thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon. I'm very sure that most of you have heard of the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, but just in case you're hearing it for the first time, ARC sails from Las Palmas in Spain every year for the past 36 years, as I mentioned, and ends at the IGY Rodney Bay Marina in St. Lucia. The transatlantic crossing is roughly 2,700 nautical miles. So you can imagine what an experience that is. And of course, enter in St. Lucia, and we get an opportunity to see the yachts come in, and they get an opportunity to experience St. Lucia. And this year it is going to be happening, but of course in the safest way possible. To tell us a little bit about the IGY Rodney Bay Marina's participation in ARC 2021, and of course preparations for the arrival of those 141 yachts. Let's have a chat with the general manager of the IGY Rodney Bay Marina, Sean DeVoe. Let me say good afternoon to you, Sean. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me, and good evening, good afternoon, listeners and sponsors and organizers, stakeholders. Just want to say a big thank you from IGY Rodney Bay Marina.
I can imagine that it is quite an exciting time for you. Of course, IGY Marina has been a part of ARC for quite a bit of time. So tell us a little bit about your participation as well as preparations for ARC 2021.
Well, I have to say that you made a comment to say under the shade of COVID, I should say, and it definitely felt that way. But we at the IGY Rodney Bay Marina, along with Events Company, Tourism Authority, World Cruising Club, and the sponsors, are now putting on this event for the second year during this COVID pandemic. So that in itself is testament to the dependency the Ministry of Health has in the event. IGY has spared no effort in terms of working with the authorities to making sure that the event is done under all COVID protocols of the island and international standards, in preparing port health officers, in preparing wristbands to identify people differently. Thankfully, with the ARC, the average time at sea, as you said on the specs behind us, is about 18 to 20 days. So we have that time at sea to create a safe environment. Obviously, all protocols are followed on arrival. This year, thankfully, more than 85% of the participants are vaccinated. And so IGY is just thrilled, to be honest, every time the ARC event, whether it be the regular Las Palmas ARC, whether it be World ARC or ARC January now for the first time next month. We are just happy to partner with all the stakeholders, all the agencies here in St. Lucia for the 32nd year.
Very nice. And we know in previous years it has been quite a bit of activity for the IGY Rodney Bay Marina. It has quite the festivities with sponsors getting involved, with the general public getting involved. In terms of this year and preparations for the arrival of the yachts, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we've had to obviously adjust our events and our calendar of events that we've been working through on a monthly basis from February of 2021. So we've been planning it extensively. I think last year you would have noticed there was a slight scale back because of COVID. However, we managed to successfully pull it off, especially the prize giving ceremony, which was done at the Rodney Bay Marina. This year, obviously, there's going to be a similar calendar. We're going to have the same cooking demos, the farmers market, and those prize giving and other events that we do put on. They will not be the size of events that we are normally accustomed to, but that does not change the fact that patrons are welcome to visit the marina, have a beer, have a drink, have a meal, engage the ARC participants and have them, show St. Lucia off to them. At the end of the day, it is an event that we have maintained for 32 years, so obviously doing something right. It is an event that would pump $10.3 million into the economy in 3 weeks, and it is an event that our neighboring islands, would be proud to get. But I think between St. Lucia's hospitality, St. Lucia's beauty, and what we have to offer, our relation with the World Cruising Club and everybody else who has supported it, I think we have the leading edge. And I just encourage everybody to come down and take part in the festivities in the smaller scale than what we have done. But it definitely is happening, and we encourage everybody to come down.
Nice. Finally, a final question for me before I allow you to, share any other information that you would like with us. We know that currently the IGY Rodney Marina is operating under protocols, and our participants for the ARC, they have undergone, or they have also, gone through the necessary protocols prior to departing Las Palmas. In terms of the protocols in place at IGY Rodney Bay Marina, just to ensure that we are kind of given the public a sense of security as to the event, can you tell us a little bit about the protocols that are in place?
Sure. So basically, the protocols that are in place have been tried and tested last year, as we've said. Obviously this year we now have the vaccine, so we've tweaked it to be a bit better and worked with the agencies. In summary, all participants will be given a PCR test prior to departure. They will leave Las Palmas and sail across to St. Lucia, which the average cruise is anywhere between 18 to 20 days at sea. They will be mandated to take temperature checks every day as they cross the Atlantic, and 48 hours prior to arrival they will have to submit those documents through the World Cruising Club to the Port Health facility, which is located at the marina. The Port Health officers will then examine those arrivals, and as I said earlier on, more than 85% of the arrivals are vaccinated, and therefore it will be a seamless process on arrival because of their vaccination cards, their PCR tests, and their Port Health declaration form would have been submitted ahead of their arrival. So it would basically be just like the airplanes, and you can screen on check-in and then you screen on arrival. There's going to be the same process to that, except that the ARC participants would have spent 14 days at sea. And so we have that log, if you want to refer to it as that, of any issues, any symptoms that we could red flag 48 hours prior to their arrival. Once they are deemed clear, then they will be given a white wristband, and that white wristband will indicate to them, well, to all of us really, fellow St. Lucians and visitors, that they are fully vaccinated. So they would have any of the privileges that you and I would have to enjoy St. Lucia and its beauty. Those who are unvaccinated but have gone through all of the steps and processes put in place by the Ministry of Health, as we did last year, would be given a blue band. And again, they would have spent more than 14 days at sea, they would have done the PCR tests, they would have done all the checks and balances. They would be given a blue band to indicate that they're unvaccinated, which now really only denies them from dining in the restaurants and bars. So to say that the event has not been through a challenge would be unfair. It definitely has been a challenging year, 2020, 2021, but we've worked through all of the steps that we believe to make this event absolutely safe. And I think, again, to all the agencies, a big thank you goes out to them to making last year a success. And to date, we have not recorded one positive case or spread through the yachting sector in St. Lucia. So I think that in itself is testament that what we did last year is a success without the vaccine. This year we are tweaking it up, making it even better with a vaccine, and therefore I think I'm confident that everything that we've done at the Marina Events Company has done, World Cruising Club, Ministry of Health and Tourism Authority, will definitely be a successful, safe event for 2021.
Nice. Quite a bit of insight that you're sharing with us here. Is there anything that I did not ask but you would like to share with us in terms of information?
No, just in general, really. I mean, on behalf of IGY and the team at IGY, which we were so excited to welcome everybody in, I would just like to say thank you to the Events Company, Tourism Authority, World Cruising Club, sponsors and fellow St. Lucians. You know, somebody was asking me, well, the numbers are down, but we have to remember that in January, we also have the new event, which is at 66 boats. This year, for ARC 2021 December, we have 169 boats. When you combine those two numbers, we are about 240, 230 boats, which is the numbers we had pre-COVID. So for us to pull that off, I think as an island, as a country, as stakeholders and for everybody else, is a tremendous achievement. And I think it's something that we just need to honor. I think it's, you know, the yachting sector is definitely an untapped sector for St. Lucia. And the ARC is testament that we're doing it right. We just need to continue on the vein that we are.
Thank you so much for that information. That is Sean DeVoe, who is the General Manager of the IGY Runnymede Marina, one of the 4 partners making ARC 2021 possible. Sean made mention to one of the things that one of the new elements a part of ARC 2021 and telling someone who is able to tell us a little more about that and the organization of the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers is Peter Cozier of the World Cruising Club. They are responsible for the organization of ARC. Thank you so much for being here with us. Peter, how are you doing today?
Yes. I'm good, thank you.
Nice. So ARC 2021, we are all set. The boats have left Las Palmas and they're heading for St. Lucia. What is the feeling like, especially given the challenges that you may have faced due to the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I remember being in Las Palmas for the start of the ARC at the first year that I was working with it, and the excitement is palpable. People have been working towards it for years. Some people are coming back and doing it again, but the feeling is one of camaraderie, one of excitement. There's that element, the little element of danger, but there's adventure. They're going to cross an ocean. Probably 99.9% of the world hasn't even thought about it, much less done it. These adventurers, these sailors that are going out, families, friends, crew, it is the thing on their bucket list to do. I think it's on my bucket list to do at some stage as well. So yes, the excitement is very much palpable. Las Palmas unfortunately cannot have as many parties like we can't as well, or events where they get very worked up in it. But this year they did a fireworks display for us the Saturday night. So everyone was ready because they all had to, after taking their PCR test, we encouraged them to stay away from anyone else, to stay on board and just keep themselves segregated for the time being. So there's no element of someone catching it from somewhere else. So they were there for the last 3 days before Sunday, and then they had the skipper's briefing and the fireworks, and they set off Sunday with no problems at all. I think we have a clip that you might see to see how great the boats are. There are different divisions. The racing division always goes first because, you know, they're serious about it. And then we have the other set, the cruising division, as well as the multi-hulls this year. We had so many multi-hulls that they have their own separate start. So it went very well. And everyone now are in their second day, so they'll be deeply set into that. Although at the moment we're hearing it's light winds at the start. Hopefully that will pick up.
Mm-hmm.
it'll pick up.
Nice, nice. And like Sean mentioned a little earlier, though we've seen a downsizing of the event due to COVID-19, we found a way around that, given that this year we're seeing ARC December as well as ARC January. Can you give us some insight into that?
Indeed. Yes. COVID-19, last year, 2020, was a low number, but they managed to come out. Those were the real crucial sailors who said it didn't matter, they would do it. This year, people are desperate to get away from what has been the COVID-19 quarantines, etc. Their protocols have come through. So yes, it's actually picked up quite a lot, considering that we have 159, I think 160 boats now, 69 boats to go across. So it's a good size number, considering there's still protocols that they had to go through just to get to Las Palmas, much less to come across to St. Lucia. ARC January is the new concept and our new rally. This came about from us also noticing that with protocols that are in place, it's hard for family and friends to join the boats when they arrive in St. Lucia. We don't want to spread anything across. This way, ARC January starts in Las Palmas on the 9th of January. So this allows families to spend Christmas together, to see each other off and to enjoy the actual season, and then come across to St. Lucia in January and February, getting the same good winds, but not so troublesome to get people across like they used to come before. So this way, they've done their Christmas and they set sail, looking to spend a good season in the Caribbean, starting with St. Lucia.
Very nice. And I'm sure that you're able to give me a little bit of insight into that. I'm sure that there are people who year after year are regular participants in the ARC. Are we seeing, in addition to that, any new members joining this year?
There are always new members joining. I don't have the full number of who joins, but we also have the ones who come back year after year. There are charters and they get new crew, there are families, there are individuals who just like to do it. They think it's one of the nicest things that they could do, to set sail across the Atlantic again year after year. For instance, we've got Skylark 2, which will be coming back in. They haven't been here since 2019, I think, and then they'll be coming through. Aphrodite, again, one of the boats that comes through all the time. There will always be new people. There will always be new, young, different families all coming to try it for the ARC. We make sure that we give them as much security as possible and the camaraderie of crossing an ocean. That way they're not doing it on their own. But they still have the adventure and the feeling of being by themselves while they'll sail across that. So there's something unique about St. Lucia. Although ARC didn't start in St. Lucia, when IGY Marina was built, it created a situation, a synergy between the ARC World Cruising Club and St. Lucia. St. Lucia is perfect for the ARC. From the IGY Marina itself and the berth that they have there, to Rodney Bay, Redwe Beach, the fact that ability to get to restaurants and spaces and see the island, it's like the two of them were made for each other.
And surely, I think it's something that we experience here in St. Lucia as well, the excitement around the time of trying to figure out, which yacht is going to get here first, and being able to track the ARC as well. I think it is quite a bit of excitement that you can get in on as well, and we're going to tell you a little more about that. You could, of course, family, friends can chart the yachts and see their progress across the Atlantic. Peter, any final thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
I'm always excited about the ARC coming down. It's the Christmas season. It's the excitement, the family values, everything that St. Lucia always has and always has been about. That's what gives the ARC participants that wonderful welcome, that wonderful feel about being on this island. That's why even after the ARC is completed, they'll sail away and they'll come back to St. Lucia over and over again, because it's us, it's St. Lucia. Our hospitality, our just us makes this island unique and special. It's a perfect destination for the ARC.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. If you're just joining us, we are live from the National Television Network. It is the launch of the ARC 2021, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers. The ARC set off, left Las Palmas in Spain on Sunday. That is the 21st of November, and we do have a send-off video to share with you. So let's take that in. Viewing the send-off here, our boats leaving Las Palmas on their way to St. Lucia. So we are expecting them here in a matter of 2 weeks, and it is quite exciting. Atlantic Rally for Cruisers on again in 2021. Of course, it would not be possible without the partners making it happen here and the sponsors. So of course, you will be hearing from the sponsors a little later on, and we're going to be presenting them to you. Right now we are having a chat with the partners making it possible. We've heard from the IGOI Rodney B. Marina, as well as the World Cruising Club. Another important partner in making this a reality is Events Company of St. Lucia, and joining me is the Chief Executive Officer, Lorene Sidoni. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Hoomer. Thank you for having us.
And I can imagine your excitement. I remember you talking last year about ARC and how difficult it was given the COVID-19 pandemic, and it was the first time kind of dealing with it under the shade of the pandemic. And one of the things I remember you talking about specifically is it not being able to happen without the support of the sponsors.
Yes.
And I'm sure that is something that we see again this year. But I think I might be jumping ahead a little bit. How has the experience for preparing for ARC 2021 been for Events Company of St. Lucia?
Awesome. It's really been fantastic. And once again, thank you for hosting us. NTN is always willing and able to host us, and we appreciate that. So thanks to you and the staff, and good afternoon to Peter from World Cruising Club, Sean, he's the general manager, IGY Rodney Bay. We have sponsors here, and we have, of course, Chris Gustav from St. Lucia Tourism Authority. So thank you for having us, and it's been an awesome experience. It's 2,700 nautical miles, and we have persons on sea now making their way to St. Lucia. And I mean, was it Peter or Sean mentioned it being persons on their bucket list? So I guess it's quite an experience. If you were to put yourself in their shoes, I mean, I guess it's the vastness and the beauty of being in the open sea, and you have you watch the sunrise and you watch the sunset, and it's stargazing, and you fish, and you bond with your family, and it sounds fantastic. I may never do it. I don't think so, but I think, Herma, what we want to be as fantastic, as equally as fantastic and memorable is when they get to St. Lucia, and that's why we have partners on board and sponsors that we are set to make the St. Lucia part of the ARC journey just as beautiful. So we have a number of things lined up for the ARC participants when they get to St. Lucia. And you asked me about sponsors. We couldn't have done it without the sponsors, and we will highlight them in a bit. But just to say that everything we have planned for the ARC participants is because of our partners and our sponsors, and we're very grateful.
Nice. Now you alluded to some of the activities and the events that we could look forward to when the boats arrive here. Can you give us a little bit of insight into that?
Yes, definitely. Upon arrival, each boat will be greeted with a welcome basket. Not any welcome basket. What we're doing is showcasing the authenticity of St. Lucia products and our culture. So the baskets are actually manufactured, handmade by St. Lucians, and the produce in the baskets will all be St. Lucian products. So you have St. Lucian provisions, St. Lucian food, so just to give them a taste of St. Lucia. To augment that or to support it, we have a cooking demo that happens, and the ARC participants obviously are a part of it, but the chef will explain how to use the produce that's in the basket and how to cook St. Lucian style. So that's another event we have. We also have bartenders that will show you how to make St. Lucian drinks. So we're really sharing the St. Lucian culture, we're really making it local and authentic. We also have restaurants that are part of it. They do what we call themed nights. So you might have a restaurant that has a salsa evening for the ARC participants, and it's all done tastefully. It's all done within the protocols, because obviously we are still within the pandemic, and we need to make sure that the protocols are in place. We have farmers market. So you would know at Rodney Bay Marina, we have the farmers that come out and sell their produce. So they do this especially for the participants as well. And again, the emphasis is all on local and making sure that the locals are part of it and benefit from the ARC and the 1,200 or so participants that are coming to St. Lucia. And there's a welcome event. When they come, we host them, and there's also a prize given at the end of it all. So in terms of the divisions, the racing division, the cruising division, I think Sean went through them. There's a big prize given, and again, all within the protocol. So a number of events that is going to make the St. Lucian part of the journey just as beautiful and as memorable as sailing across the Atlantic. It's a full package. Really nice. A full package.
One of the highlights there for me, just by listening to you speak, is ensuring that St. Lucian participation.
Yes.
So yes, the authenticity, but St. Lucians get to participate as well. We get the farmers benefiting through the farmers market. And let me tell you, that cooking there almost sounds like something I would like to witness. I can imagine
it's fantastic.
That they would have quite a bit of fun with it as well. So is that something we could expect in January as well?
Yes, so ARC January is a smaller version of ARC. It's the first time we're having it, so it's newly introduced, and I'm happy that the demand for ARC has taken it to that level where we now have another event called ARC January. And yes, the boats maybe about, I would say about 1/3 of the boats that are coming for ARC in numbers will come in ARC January, so it will build up. I'm pretty sure that it's going to get as big as ARC January. But the boats come in, I think they leave about the 9th of January. They would arrive St. Lucia maybe towards the end of January, early February, because it's an average of I think 19-20 days of sailing the
It's good
Atlantic.
winds, so between 14 to 19 days it can be
14
bad,
to
yes.
19 days, yeah, I guess it depends on the knots and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So they arrive at end of January, and the same host of events that we have for ARC November, December, we will have in ARC January. So we're going to have the cooking demos, we're going to have the welcome, we're going to have the prize given, we're going to have the farmers market. I mean, it's part of who we are. You know, it's a St. Lucian welcome that keeps them coming back to St. Lucia. And that's what we want, because that's how we benefit from it.
Nice. Now we spoke to Sean, and he gave us, quite a bit of detail in terms of protocols
Yes,
and
yes.
the safety measures that are put in place.
Yes.
But it's never too much to reiterate it. So just again highlight for us the protocols that are in place for these
yes.
events.
So we've worked very closely with COVID Management Center, Chief Medical Officer, their partners, the Ministry of Health, obviously, and everything we've planned has to go through them. So we sure that the protocols are the best that it can be. As Sean mentioned, a PCR test is required before they leave. They have the amount of time on the water, which I guess would be like a quarantine period between 14 to 21 days. They have to do daily records of their vitals, etc. So all of that is in place to ensure that when they get here, that we have created a safe environment. Sean also mentioned that about 85% of the ARC participants are vaccinated. I don't think he mentioned that of the 15% not vaccinated, half of them are under 12. So, I mean, it's an even higher figure if we were looking at eligible persons that can be vaccinated. So it's a lot has been put into it to ensure the safety, because we don't want anything that would damage St. Lucia, St. Lucians, or the ARC participants. And we're very confident that we've checked every box, and it's going to be a safe, memorable, and a beautiful experience.
Nice. Any other thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, yes. Our sponsors. I couldn't have done it without them. So can I just call them out,
You
please?
could go right ahead.
So we have Sol, they're gold sponsor. We have Flo, also gold sponsor, and the Wave Radio, gold sponsor. We have silver sponsor, Sixth Rent a Car, and we have bronze sponsor, Lucian Style Experiences, Massey Stores, Heineken Company, and St. Lucia Distillers. We have a number of supporting sponsors: Bay Gardens Resorts, Flavors of the Grill, Touch Therapies Day Spa, Splash Island Water Park, KFC, Felly Belly, Rituals, Subway, Chef Robbie's, and Big Chef. All right, so couldn't get more St. Lucian than that, couldn't get more involved, and we're so grateful to our sponsors. Some of them are here with us. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you for making it possible. I want to also thank the ARC Planning Committee. So this committee has been meeting since February, March this year. That's how far back the planning goes. And it comprises, of course, our parent ministry, Ministry of Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information. I think I got that right. World Cruising Club, IGY Rodney Bay Marina, and Anthony Bagas. He's the chair of the ARC Planning Committee. I'm sure I missed one, but it's not coming to me as well. Events St. Lucia. Yes, so this ARC Planning Committee has participants from all of these key agencies. We meet initially on a monthly basis, and then it picks up. So we are planning way back, almost a year, to make sure that the ARC is seamless, is safe, and it delivers what it promises to deliver. So I want to say thanks to the sponsors and thanks to the members of the ARC Planning Committee for making this possible.
Thank you so much, Irene,
Very
for
welcome.
that information. Bringing you information, or you're hearing from the partners of ARC 2021, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers. And next we're going to hear a few words from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. So just giving us a few brief remarks is Chris Gustav, who is the Marketing Manager, Caribbean and Events for the St. Lucia Tourism Authority.
Thank you. We are delighted to be welcoming the ARC to St. Lucia. The ARC is now in its 36th year. For us, it's an amazing opportunity and a testament to the value of St. Lucia and our unique offerings. Our beauty, our hospitality, our sites and attractions, and our world-class accommodation. The rally, though may be seen as a sporting event, is a major economic contributor to the economy of St. Lucia. Our restaurants, our hotels, taxis, rental cars, farmers, vendors, all directly benefit from the ARC. I would like to thank the long-standing and new sponsors who continue to support the ARC. Special thanks goes out to the Events Company of St. Lucia for the facilitation and management of the ARC activities. I thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for those words. With that, you've heard from the first partners making the ARC St. Lucia, ARC 2021 possible. And just before we hear from our sponsors, let's just take in a video reel.
Events Company of St. Lucia is thrilled to announce sponsors for ARC 2021. Sixth Car Rental. Sixth Car Rental operates in 105 countries worldwide under the slogan, More Than Just a Car Rental. Six offers location pickup and drop-off, express pickup, as well as miles and bonus programs. Wave radio station. The Wave 94.5 and 93.7 FM has been the official radio station for the ARC from inception. Their Chart the ARC program is a major hit with locals and visitors alike. Flow. Over the years, Flow has been a reliable partner, providing handsets and data plans for the World Cruising Club team, as well as SIM cards and plans for ARC participants. Flow has also provided internet for the ARC office at the IGY Rodney Bay Marina. ECSL is happy to have Flow on board again this year. Marcy Stores. St. Lucia's leading supermarket chain is on board with the ARC, with in-kind and cash donations, which will assist with logistics and supplies for ARC 2021. St. Lucia Distillers, award-winning manufacturer of some of the finest rums and spirits, including leading brands like Chairman's Reserve and Bounty Rum. Every sailor looks forward to sampling some local rum, and St. Lucia Distillers has a wide array to satisfy every palate. Heineken St. Lucia. The Heineken brand has been in St. Lucia since 1975. The company produces a range of world-class brands including Heineken, Coca-Cola and Pito. ARC participants can look forward to enjoying the homegrown Pito Beer while on island. Sol EC. The Sol Group is the leading supplier of petroleum-based products and energy solutions in the Caribbean as well as Central and South America. For ARC 2021, Sol EC Limited is contributing fuel for operations on the ground along with a cash donation.
And if you're just joining us, this is the official launch of ARC 2021, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers. We just heard from the Ford partners making it possible. And just before we head over to some of our sponsors and hear from some of our sponsors, a few fun facts about the ARC that you may have already heard. Approximately 2,700 nautical miles. That is what our participating yachts will be traversing to make it here to St. Lucia. ARC takes place annually from November to December, and this year we're going to see an ARC January as well. Very exciting stuff. Sailing to St. Lucia since 1990, so this is the 36th edition of the ARC St. Lucia, the ARC 2021. And in addition to that, as many as 40 different nationalities are participating in the event. So you can imagine the diversity when they actually get here to St. Lucia. Let's now head over to some of our sponsors. We are going to hear from Sol EC Limited, and representing them is Swinda Nelson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Sol EC Limited. We are happy to be the main sponsor for the fuel of choice for ARC 2021. Every year, Sol has been one of the major sponsors when it comes to ARC. And again, our team, we are elated and we're happy to be here with ARC 2021. We wish all the participants all the best, and we wish Events Company St. Lucia, all the other stakeholders, all the best in ARC 2021.
Very nice. Thank you so much for that, Swinder. Now, you know, we've been talking about the experience when coming here to St. Lucia, and it is going to be quite an exciting and authentic experience for our participants at the Arc St. Lucia. Now let's hear from one of our other sponsors, Heineken St. Lucia, and Sylvester Henry is here with us to give us a little word on Heineken's participation in ARC 2021.
Yeah. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a pleasure for us to be part of ARC. I think we've been there for a number of years under several brands, first off Heineken Beer. But over the last few years, we've decided to change it to move to Peter Bear because we actually inviting visitors to St. Lucia. And for us, it's really, Peter Bear is really what refreshment and enjoyment and life in St. Lucia is about. And what to do when you get off a boat after 18 days, but have a cold, refreshing Peter Bear. Not even water, Peter Bear would be nice. So we are very, very happy that it's happening. I mean, it's COVID protocols, it's COVID times, but I think it's an amazing job that the agencies have been able to pull this off in those trying times. I know it's a lot of effort behind the scenes, and I think it's a build-up from last year, even if they had a smaller contingency, but they were able to pull off a wonderful event. So I'm saying kudos to them. I'm looking forward to a lot of activities in the Roddenberry area. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Sylvester. And of course, keeping to that authenticity for sure. When they get here, they will be enjoying a cold pizza way. And you can imagine how that would be. Next, we have Mervyn Joseph, who is from Lucian Style, and he is going to be sharing a few words with us.
And of course, you know, with every new product, there is always a new sponsor. And we have first ever the ARC in January, and first time for Lucian Style sponsoring the ARC. And it was a pleasure and a privilege for our company to be part of ARC 2021-2022. The Lucian Style Development Cooperation is a tour company, and we allow persons to experience the island. And this is what we'll be bringing to the ARC this year with our new and innovative Big Wheel electric scooters. So most persons know us for the Segway, but this time around we are going to be introducing the electric scooters, and we are very pleased to be part of this sponsorship this year, and we want thank all of the agencies who have put so much work into putting ARC 2021-2022 together. And as you know, Lucian Style, we are the experience givers. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mervyn Joseph. That is from Lucian Style. And now we're going to be hearing from yet another one of our sponsors, Styx Car Rentals. So a representative from Styx will be giving us some information.
Hi everyone, welcome. We are really proud and honored to be part of ARC 2021. As usual, we take privilege in being part of it. Every year we welcome our team, and also we're very honored to provide them with the service of a car when they get here. After being on the boat for so long, 2 weeks, the most important thing is when you get out, you want to explore the island. And we're very proud and honored to be part of this and to allow them to use our service as usual in the marina. We thank you.
Thank you for that. So the sponsors of ARC St. Lucia, we are hearing from them. And now we are going to hear from yet another sponsor, St. Lucia Distillers, and we're going to be hearing a word from Surgeon John Shabaptis.
Hi, I just want to take this opportunity to thank the organizers for once again wanting to partner with St. Lucia Distillers, because it has always been important to us as an organization to always offer a St. Lucian experience, a St. Lucian taste to visitors coming into the island, and also from an export standpoint for us. So to be able to be part of this and to share our experience and what we make as an organization with the visitors coming into the island, we thank you. And as long as the ARC exists and it happens and it lands here in St. Lucia, we at St. Lucia Distillers will lend our support. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Surgeon. So we've heard from some of our sponsors, and just to highlight for you once more our sponsors participating or a part of ARC 2021. We have Flow as a gold sponsor, the Wave radio station, also gold sponsor, Sol EC Limited, gold sponsor, Sticks Car Rental, silver sponsor. We have Massey Stores as a bronze sponsor as well, St. Lucia Distillers as a bronze sponsor, Peter Bear St. Lucia as a bronze sponsor, and Lucian Style Development Corp as a bronze sponsor. Of course, we have to say a big thank you to the partners making ARC 2021 possible. We have Events St. Lucia, the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, a part of it as well, the World Cruising Club, a part of it as well, and the IGY Rodney Bay Marina. I'm Hilma DeMark, and I've been your host this afternoon. And if you do require more information on ARC 2021, you could always head over to the pages of the Events Company of St. Lucia or even the St. Lucia Tourism Authority to get more information on that. In the meantime, let's take in, of course, our send-off video from the ARC Las Palmas. Let's ensure that you get that in as our partners, or the participants rather, left the ARC on Sunday. They did so under strict protocols, ensuring that they took their PCR tests and they are ready and they're leaving safely. So let's take in that video, send-off video, and we'll be right back.
Events Company of St. Lucia is thrilled to announce sponsors for ARC 2021. Sixth Car Rental. Sixth Car Rental operates in 105 countries worldwide under the slogan, more than just a car rental. Six offers location pickup and drop-off, express pickup, as well as miles and bonus programs. Wave radio station. The Wave 94.5 and 93.7 FM has been the official radio station for the ARC from inception. The Chart the ARC program is a major hit with locals and visitors alike. Flow. Over the years, Flow has been a reliable partner, providing handsets and data plans for the World Cruising Club team, as well as SIM cards and plans for ARC participants. Flow has also provided internet for the ARC office at the IGY Rodney Bay Marina. ECSL is happy to have Flow on board again this year. Massey Stores, St. Lucia's leading supermarket chain, is on board with the ARC, with in-kind and cash donations which will assist with logistics and supplies for ARC 2021. St. Lucia Distillers, award-winning manufacturer of some of the finest rums and spirits, including leading brands like Chairman's Reserve and Bounty Rum. Every sailor looks forward to sampling some local rum, and St. Lucia Distillers has a wide array to satisfy every palate. Heineken St. Lucia. The Heineken brand has been in St. Lucia since 1975. The company produces a range of world-class brands including Heineken, Coca-Cola and Pito. ARC participants can look forward to enjoying the homegrown Pito beer while on island. Sol EC. The Sol Group is the leading supplier of petroleum-based products and energy solutions in the Caribbean as well as Central and South America. For ARC 2021, Sol EC Limited is contributing fuel for operations on the ground along with a cash donation.
Welcome back. The official launch and presentation of sponsors for ARC 2021. Now we are going to see the handing over of checks from the sponsors to the events company of St. Lucia. So we are going to start with our first sponsor, which is the Wave St. Lucia, a gold sponsor for the ARC 2021. And the Wave has been a part of the ARC for quite a bit of time, and they will be handing over their check to Events St. Lucia for ARC 2021. All right, so in addition to that, we are going to see a Sol EC Limited handing over their check presentation, also gold sponsor, and they will be providing fuel to the participants of the ARC, and they're quite excited to be a part of that as well. Next up, we have Stix Rent-A-Car, and they are silver sponsors for the ARC 2021. Stix Rent-A-Car will be providing their services at the IGI Rodney Bay Marina to our participants of the ARC 2021, and they will be handing over their checks as well. St. Lucia Distillers is a bronze sponsor of the ARC 2021, and they will also be handing over their checks. We are also going to see Pito Bay, St. Lucia, bronze sponsors, handing over, providing their checks to Event St. Lucia. Lucian Style Development Corp, and as Movin made sure he let us know they're new and they're quite excited to be a part of ARC 2021 this year. Of course, our sponsors making it possible, and we have to say, of course, thank you to Flo for being a part of it, as well as the Wave Radio Station, Sol EC Limited, Stix Rent-A-Car, Massey Stores St. Lucia, also a part of it, St. Lucia Distillers, Pito Bay, and Lucian Style Development Corp. These are our sponsors making ARC 2021 possible, and we now have St. Lucia Distillers, who are bronze sponsors. They are going to be handing over their check to Events Company of St. Lucia. So as we close off today's proceedings, of course, we want to thank you so much for being a part of with us, the official launch. Those of you who joined us on channel 122, those of you who joined us via Facebook or YouTube, reminding you once more, if you would like further information on the event ARC 2021, you simply head over to the pages of Event St. Lucia or St. Lucia Tourism Authority. You will be getting updates there. Of course, you can listen to the Wave, and they will be bringing you updates of ARC 2021. I'm Huma Dimak. I've been your host, and thank you so much for joining me. Right here on the National Television Network, we will also be bringing you updates of the ARC as it progresses. So ensure that you stick with us, and have a good afternoon.